Hello, friends. Sorry I started a little late today. I got caught up in something personal, but I am here and I am ready to answer some yes/no questions. Donations are open for those of you who are just joining us. All of the pricing information is in the menu description. And if you have anything about what I do or do not offer, feel free to just ask me a question. I have readings that range from $5 all the way to $35. The first person channeling is what I'm known for. It's the most expensive thing on my list, but it's a custom curated personalized message channeled from your person to you, and you get a copy of that. So that's why it's that price. Anyways, we do have a donation that just came through, Philomena. She's on the pre-order list. So Philomena, I'm not sure if you're here or not, but just wanted to let you know that I got your donation. Hello, everyone else. Welcome in. Hopefully you guys are having a good night. All right, so this is for sisters. Sisters, I have a yes. I have the Six of Pentacles. The Goddess. The Goddess. I have a yes. I have the Nine of Pentacles. Everything's going well, sweeter. Thank you for asking. This is for Kai Asia. Kai Asia. I think yes. I have the Ace of Swords, but it is in reverse, so that makes me feel like it's not going to happen like within the next few weeks. I would say I would say it could be a month or so, or longer. And I know that soon is a relative term, but I do think you'll be able to visit. Nausea. I have Justice. This is a yes card for me. Sweeter. I have a yes, Knight of Cups. Nausea, I answered your first question that you had listed. Let this serve as a reminder that you have to make sure that you're very sure about the question that you post, because I can still see your deleted messages, and so if you change or retract your question, I'm not always going to catch it. So just make sure before you post, you are sure that that's the question that you want to ask. Phoenix. I have a no, Phoenix. I have the Five of Pentacles. Hey, IJ, welcome in. Bria. Bria, I have a yes, the Nine of Wands. Marta. Marta, I have a yes, Queen of Pentacles. IJ, no, Nine of Swords. Ari. I have two maybes. Two of Pentacles and the Fool. I would say I would say it's not a no. It's a maybe. There's a chance. So yeah, there's a chance. This is for Chibi. I have a yes, the lovers. White chick. I'm getting a yes, 6 of wands. For you, white chick. You're welcome, everyone. Aisha. There is love here, but it's the 2 of Pentacles. And this kind of talks about like moderation. So asking if someone's madly in love with you and getting the 2 of Pentacles, I would say no. But I do think that there is love here. Sienna. You're welcome. Sienna, I have a no for you right now, the Hanged Man. You're welcome, everyone. Hey, Amy, welcome in. Oh, Ray. Ray, I have a no for you, the 10 of Wands and 3 of Swords. I hope I'm wrong. You're welcome, Sienna. This is for Amy. Amy, I have a yes. I have the King of Swords. This is like authority figures. So I would say people who have tenure or like seniority, people who have been there longer, or people in power, positions of power. You're welcome, everyone. All right, so this is for Philomena. Philomena donated for a in-depth reading. So Philomena, if you're here, check in with me, friend. You said you had an issue with the school staff today. Like she was trying to just instruct about how you can't prop the door open because it's a school safety hazard. But the way she was saying it to me, it's like she was looking down on me, not talking to you respectfully. Oh, God. I was going to say you look younger than you are, too. Oh, low-key high school kid. You're funny. I'm kind of like messing around with these bubbles. I like the larger bubble, like the larger on the screen, but I'm not crazy about the style. I think I'm just going to go with my classic. You don't like how she was talking to you and your site director, who's like your work grandma. Yeah. You know, I think that sometimes people just like get off by acting like they run the place. Like it gives them a big head and it makes them feel good about their life. And honestly, it's part of the reason why I like working from home. It's not the whole reason, but it's one of the main reasons. Working for myself is just easier. And I'm a service-based business because then I don't have to hire anyone else to help me. And I only take what I can handle. And I don't have to worry about anyone else, and no one else has to worry about me. And it's honestly like the best thing for me because I can't handle working with people who like think that they run the place. My husband worked with someone before. We all worked with someone before, but it reminds me of someone he told me about when he worked at this place a couple years back. It's like she literally thought that she ran the place. She was in a different, like, quote unquote department, but she was on his same level as far as authority. Like she didn't have some like authority over him directly, and she would act like she did. And he was like, I cannot stand her. And there's just been people ever since then where it's like they're your peers, but they act like they're in charge of you. And it's not necessary. You don't have to talk down to people. Oh, you donated? Yay. Well, let me give Philomena another minute or so before she checks in here. And then, Amy, maybe we'll just move on to you then. She probably doesn't act that way with just you two, Amy. Like, I'm kind of getting that she probably treats other people like this as well. So she's not singling you out, at least. She just thinks that she runs the place. You said you get kids not just from the school you work in, but other neighboring elementary schools. Yeah. All right, it doesn't look like Philomena is here, Amy. Let's go ahead and get started on yours. I have you down for a mini reading. Jelly vibes. Hey, IJ. Oh, sweet. That's awesome. Cool, IJ. Well, you'll be after Philomena, and if Philomena doesn't show up, then it'll be your turn. Yeah, a lot of times when people try to be superior to others, it's because they feel inferior to others. Superiority is driven by inferiority. So, as an update, how do the teacher, staff, and other school staff feel and think towards you? All right, let's see. The funny part is at this school, you still have 2 teachers here who had you. Oh, really? Oh, that's cute. So, do you see them often? That's cute. I just don't know if, like, well, I am like 10 years older than you, but I don't know if my teachers would remember me, you know what I mean? That's very sweet. So, they feel that you're very generous, that you have a lot of ambition. There's specifically a younger teacher that is like maybe taking you under their wing, or like if I'm going to view you as a page, I'm viewing someone like that's very close in age to you. So we're talking like 10 years or less. We're talking like between yours and my age gap. I feel like this person just is like really likes you, really likes spending time around you, or is like looking out for you in some way. But this feels like a younger teacher or something, or younger staff. I think that they feel that you have a lot of energy. I'm getting like you're coming through with like a lot of energy. And maybe that's just in comparison to them because they're like, we don't have energy. We're old. Like, we've been doing this for a long time. You're coming in with like a fresh, new, like, vibe about you that feels different. You're just like, it's very clear that there's a new generation within you coming into the school. Do you have anyone that's around your age, or I'm trying to figure out what this is, or potentially like maybe I feel inclined to say it's also possible that someone else that's going to be coming in around your age and you're going to be connecting with, and maybe you're going to be showing them the ropes. Oh, got you. Because see, Amy, I feel like you get along well with like every single age range. I feel like that's something that they would say about you, is that you get along with people, like it doesn't matter their age. It's like as long as they have a good personality or they have a good like head on their shoulders, like you get along with them just fine, because that's what you want. You want to share like sunshine and things like that. Oh, you have a coworker that's new to the after school program? Okay, got you. Well, there's something here with this person. It seems like a good match. It seems like a good like coworker friendship that you could have going with this person. I do feel though that like there are I will say not a lot of people, but I will say there's like a mix of certain people that can potentially feel threatened with new, younger crowd coming in. They're set in their ways. They've done things a certain way, and you're coming in with like fresh new ideas and like ways to change things. And it's like they don't want to hear it because they want to just keep doing things how they've done them. And it almost feels like they feel offended by, when instead they should feel inspired by you and inspired by your innovation, your ideas, whatever. It's like all they want to do is focus on the negative. They feel like you're not like maybe it's this one lady I'm tapping into that we were talking about, but it feels like she looks at you as someone who's not doing their job properly. Like you just are just doing whatever you want and like not following the quote unquote rules and just doing things willy-nilly and just not caring. But like clearly you have reasons to do stuff, but she's not looking at you as like the same level as her or him, whoever this is. But it's like almost like you're just doing things without thinking through things or whatever. Like for instance, you could say, oh, well, I have a suggestion. What if we do this? And they'll be like, no, are you crazy? Like, we're not going to do that. Why would we do that? Because then we're going to have this issue and that issue and this issue. Just like sit down, little girl. Like, do you know what I'm saying? That's the kind of vibe that I'm getting from this person, is like, you must be joking. You're like, no, I'm seriously like suggesting that seems like a good idea. And it's like, well, clearly you're new here because you didn't think that through. Like, I just kind of get this vibe with this person. You said you can sense some stuff you feel looking down on you. Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. Oh, geez. I think that you make them feel uncomfortable, and it's not you directly, Amy. It's what you represent. It's what you symbolize that brings discomfort and disharmony within themselves, and they're trying to keep themselves detached from you. These people that are giving off this negativity. It's not you specifically. I want to be clear. It's what you represent, the new generation, the generation that could come for their jobs, and you're not coming for anyone's job. I want to be clear. I'm not getting that, but I am saying that you represent a new fleet, like a new generation of people who's coming in. And I think they're just tired of change. They're stuck in their ways. They don't want to see things differently. They don't want to do things differently. And at some point they just need to retire out, because they need to be more welcoming to the new generation, because what do they expect? Like, do they just expect that once they leave the school that like now kids aren't going to learn anymore? Like, they need to be paving the way instead of setting up obstacles for you guys. Hey Philomena, please drop your question. Hey sweeter. Okay, all right, let me drop the list here. Amy, yes, you can add on to your reading. Go for it. If anyone wants to skip ahead, let me know. It's $5 to do so, or if you don't want to be skipped, you can donate $5 to hold your place. The only person that can't be skipped right now is Philomena, but if you guys want to wait around, that works too. Okay, so what's your question about your kids, Amy? An update on how your kid's been feeling and thinking towards you. You've been teaching, scolding younger kids and helping them co-regulate their emotions. How are the kids feeling and thinking towards Amy? Yay! Okay, that's awesome. I'm happy for you. All right, the Hangman in reverse is coming through again. Okay, so the first thing that's coming through, they're saying that you're releasing obstacles or releasing negativity or releasing pain. The worst is over, that kind of vibe. We have the Three of Swords in reverse, so it's almost like you're pulling. Okay, if they have issues, like let's just say their issues are swords, okay, and the swords are in them, you're like pulling them out, like their pain points, their issues, like it's helping lessen things, if that makes sense. Like that's the vision that they're bringing to mind, is that you're like taking the pain out, or like taking the problem out, and they might have multiple swords in them, but you're helping alleviate them, kind of like a splinter, you're pulling the splinter out. So that's really nice to see. It's talking about a releasing from chains. So maybe helping them understand how to navigate through certain things that's bothering them, maybe helping them navigate ways in which they shouldn't like handle things a certain way. Like you could say, okay, it's okay to feel these emotions. This is a good way to react. This is not a good way to react. or maybe even asking them thought-provoking questions like, what do you think you could have done better in this situation instead of what you did? And I think just giving them the tools to like think through those things is really helping them, because the devil in reverse indicates like release. You said you help to teach them to sit and process their emotions and help them to be kinder to their friends and talking it out. That's good. Not just argue, scream, yell, but talk with each other. And I think, Amy, if you're not already doing this, I think I'm getting the message from Spirit is to ask thought-provoking questions like, okay, Jack, for example, let's say your kid's name is Jack. Jack, what you did was not nice. What do you think you could have done in that situation that would have been nicer, or a nicer way to handle it? And like, let them think about how could I have reacted instead? Because when you ask those thought-provoking questions to kids, it helps like reprogram their mind so that they're thinking before they're doing. And then now they've got that in their back pocket for next time. When they get frustrated, you're stimulating that like thought-provoking mind, and maybe they will think of that before acting in the in the next time, because you're giving them the tools that they need. So just like make sure that you're allowing them to like, instead of you just telling them like, do this, don't do this, do this, don't do this, be like, how could you have handled that better? What would have been a nicer way to say that? What would have been a nicer way to do that? Because then it gives them the power that they are smart enough to know how to address things next time, because they're the ones that thought of it. I think overall, you're putting in a lot of like positivity into them. There is some kids though that it's just going to be very hard because they're not used to this type of care. They're not used to this type of attention, and they're going to act disinterested. So you are going to have some kids that are going to be like you're going to ask them a question and they're just going to be like, leave me alone. Like, I don't want to answer you. Like, I don't want to think right now. I don't want to do this. They're just going to start shutting down. But at the same time, Amy, it's important for you to remember you're not the only person. You're not raising these kids. Like, their parents do also have a responsibility in handling this as well. So you can only do your best. Your responsibility is to them within a certain time frame, but like, you can't feel that it's all on your shoulders and it's only your responsibility. But I do feel like you are helping them. But the one thing is I'm getting is that there is a child or two that's just going to be giving you a hard time. And I just really don't think that there's a way around that, to be honest. We have the 9 of Cups. So you are making these kids feel capable, able, successful. You're building up their self-esteem, their confidence, you know what I mean? So right now when your kids are thinking about you, they're thinking about you as a guide, like, if I were to say to you, Amy, how do you feel about your spirit guides? Like, what do you feel about them? You probably would go, well, I don't feel anything. I mean, maybe grateful, but I don't know if I feel something for my spirit guides. That's kind of what your kids feel for you, is that they are grateful for you and they're learning from you and you're guiding them, and they may feel a sense of comfort knowing you're there supporting them behind the scenes. But I wouldn't say they look at you as anything more than a guide right now. But there is appreciation and there is gratefulness. And there is, like, in their little brains, like, understanding that you're just trying to do what's best for them. Oh, I like how I put sweeter on the list, and that's not supposed to be sweeter. Let me fix that. Hold on. You guys are just gonna be confusing me like crazy. All right, Kai Asia, I have. Wait, I thought I had your question. Okay, so it looks like you were donating on behalf of maybe your friend. So hold on a second, let me fix it. All right. All right. All right, there we go. I fixed it. Sweeter, you're fine. No, you're good. Amy, please let me know if you have any follow-up to that. No, you're totally fine. No worries on that. All right, so Miss Payne, I have your question. So I'm going to hold on to that. Thank you for dropping it below. Philomena will be right with you. Amy says, it seems like this week is a big emotional time for them. And not much else besides I do feel a loving warmth from them sometimes. Yeah, of course they're attached to you. You have the devil. Like, of course they're attached to you, Amy. They definitely are looking at you as that safe space for them, that place of comfort for them while they're at school. You know, I know that I said don't be too hard on yourself because you're not the only one that should be teaching them. But at the same time, you technically are their parent, you know, at school, or one of their bonus parents at school. So they need to feel safe enough to come to you as well. So just keep in mind, you know, balance, moderation. You don't want to be too stern, but you don't want to be, you don't want them to walk all over you. You have to have like that nurturing aspect, but also that, I mean, business, you know, and like we can have fun, but when it's time to get serious, you guys need to understand that. So just remember to yourself, like, always do things in moderation. Yeah, you're totally good, Amy. And I know that your kids love you, especially because you care so much about making sure that you're giving the right impression to them. Sweeter, I spill all the tea. I hope so. I try. All right, so this is for Philomena. Amy, thank you so much. Are you going to hang out with us? You're welcome. Is there anything going between Antonio and his mother? All right, let's take a look here. Is there anything going between Antonio and his kid's mother? Hey, Philomena. Please show me a yes or no. Is there anything going on between Antonio and his kid's mother? Amy, I'm probably gonna be on maybe for like an hour. Is there anything romantic going on between them? All right, Philomena, there is something going on between them, yes. But it seems like problems, if I'm gonna be honest. I asked if there was anything romantic going on with them, and I got a no. I have the 10 of Wands. There are some issues that I feel that they're dealing with right now. It feels like they don't want to be on bad terms, but they have problems. And so it's like this constant, like, I want to co-parent, but you're making it impossible. That's what it feels like to me. It feels like there's kind of negativity, there's malice, hypocrisy, problems. Like, yeah, I don't think there's anything romantic there. I just think that there's animosity. I think there's resentment. Amy, yes, Have a good night, friend. If you don't plan on hanging out, yeah, I'm gonna try to be live tomorrow. I want to be live tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday. I'm gonna be live earlier in the night on Christmas Eve as well. He said they have been together for a year. No, sorry, for about 2 years. He said she isn't in the kid's life. Yeah. I think that he feels a lot of feelings for her, but they're like negative. I don't think that they're anything good. I think that he wishes in a perfect world that they could have made something work, not necessarily romantically, but he wishes that they were in a better place right now for his kids. And I think that there's this desire to like want to co-parent, but he feels like it's impossible. He feels like it's just, I think he's sad about it, truly. I think that he hurts for his kids. I think that he feels really, really heartbroken for his children. And I think that he has a lot of built up resentment for her because of how she's showing up in their lives, or not showing up, actually. Hey, Emily, thank you so much for joining us. My live stream free yes no options have closed. We closed about 30 minutes ago. So I'm not able to do any more free questions, but if you want to donate for that, you can. It's only $5 to do so. And then if you can't, that's all right. Just make sure you catch me next time I go live. As long as you get here early, you should be able to ask a yes no question. And I offer free readings every time I go live. She only sees them when she wants to. I think that he's trying to remain very objective with her. I think that she's constantly disappointing him. Oh, Emily, I'm posting a link in the comments. If you click that link, it'll bring you to a new page where it shows you my Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo information if you would like to donate. Philomena, he's trying to remain very detached. He's trying to remain very objective with her. I think that there's no way that he could have feelings for someone who has broken his kids' hearts. Like, I think every single day that he has to like explain for her when she should be there, he has to witness disappointment in his kids' faces. He has to just constantly be the mom and the dad, all of that. I think that it's like resentment grows, but I don't think there are feelings there. I think he's like, I could never possibly have feelings for someone who could do this to my kids. And I think that he knows that she has her own set of issues, that she has her own problems. But he's really trying to remain as objective as he possibly can. He's not willing to put his heart on the line or risk himself or his children to try to give her another chance. And he wouldn't do that at a bare minimum thing, let alone a romantic thing. I think he's very guarded. I think he's very protective of his kids. I think that, you know, her trying to come around whenever she wants to, there might be some broken promises there as well. Like, I think she might have made some empty promises that she never fulfilled. And I think that he is just very guarded when it comes to her. He feels like she is unconcerned with anyone's feelings besides her own. He does not, and that's good, Philomena, for you to meet her. But at the same time, like, just know that he wants to have a good co-parenting relationship with this woman. But he feels like it's impossible. He feels like she makes it too hard to do that. And maybe he just wants to be above board with her. He wants to make sure that you guys know each other and that she knows who are going to be around her kids. But something tells me that it's going to be very hard to create that meet and greet. Like, it's gonna to be able to coordinate that with her where she's not gonna flake is gonna be very difficult. And I think that there could potentially be some weird feelings during that interaction. I think you're going to walk away feeling a little bit bewildered, a little confused by the type of energy that she's giving off during that meeting. But I want to say from his end, I think that there's only problems between them. And I think he's trying really hard to be very logical, mindful, unattached emotionally. He's just like, it is what it is. I'll just accept whatever it is because at this point, I can't change her. I can't fix this. I think in his dream world, it's a co-parenting situation. It's, potentially you and him with his kids, and they get to see their mom, and maybe their mom has a partner, and you guys all get along really well. I don't know. That's good. That's good. I think that's a good sign. I think he's doing all of the right things. Hey, Zhao, I'm doing well. How are you? Emily, I got your donation. Let me save your question real quick. And Emily, once it's your turn, I'll answer. Emily, if you're not able to stick around, it's okay. I have your question, and when it's your turn, I will answer it, and you can come back anytime and watch the recording. If you want to stick around while we do these readings, then that's great too. Deep H, I have your donation as well. Hey, Zhao, we're not doing free questions anymore. That list closed a little bit ago. Did you want to donate? Philomena, it's just a complicated situation, but I think he's trying his best. And I think that he wants to make all of the right moves for everyone involved. And I think he's trying to be very careful and considerate of you and your feelings. Zhao, yeah, absolutely. Check back in either tomorrow, Monday, or Tuesday. I'll be going live again. And you could probably ask a question if you can see me. Just get there early if you see I'm going live. Have a good night. Philomena, let me know if that offers clarity to you. And I'm going to update the donation list really quickly just so everyone knows where they are. Yeah, you just want to make sure nothing's sneaky going on between them. No, it doesn't feel sneaky. It feels complicated. It feels Like there are some push down feelings of like resentment building up, frustration. I think when he thinks of his kid's mom, he strictly thinks of her as his kid's mom. That's what I'm getting. It's like when he thinks of her, any feelings he has for her is because of the position that they're in right now and the actions that she's taken and the choices that she's made. If he has any residual like feelings as far as their relationship, that could be compiled in as resentment, but I don't think that there's any desire from him to be with her. Like it's very strictly like a mental connection, and he shows very clearly that he's overburdened with her, and he's very detached from her. You're welcome, Emily. All right, next up we have IJ. So IJ, if you're here, if you want to drop your questions. What does N want to convey since you last talked this week? You know what's so weird is an old school Britney Spears song is coming through. Give me a second while I try to figure out what the song, because I hear the lyrics in my head. Okay, so it's a song called Every Time by Britney Spears. And I don't really know why that's coming through right now, but it is. So maybe check out that song for you, okay? It's called Every Time. But part of the reason is because we have the Nine of Swords and it's in reverse, which is good. But it talks about like laying in bed at night and thinking of you and stuff like that. And then I was like, oh, late at night thinking of him. And then suddenly that song popped in. So that's what I'm getting. I feel like it's just something that she does, maybe because at night in bed, you have more time to kind of let your mind wander and you have more free time. Everyone's very, very distracted during the day, but maybe at night is like when she really can sit there. And then part of the lyrics is she says, every time I see you in my dreams, I see your face, you're haunting me. I guess I need you, baby. And I think this song is kind of romantic, but it's also kind of sad. And I think that is how she's feeling for you. She's feeling romantic and sad about it because she's having to come to terms with the fact that she wants more out of life than what she has right now. And there's a quiet, like, it's not desperation. It's not that negative, but it's like there's just like quiet sadness, I guess, because I feel like she wants more. I really just want to understand what like this holding back thing is. Because, you know, she feels so compelled towards you. I feel like it's lots of like pinks and red colors that I'm getting right now. Like it's a lot of like Valentine's Day might be important. Um Oh, you know what's crazy? That was actually reminding me is that I did a reading back when I was living in my apartment, and I was like, I keep getting like the feeling of Valentine's Day. And this girl was like, no, that's literally their birthday. And I was like, that is wild. And for some reason, I'm getting like Valentine's Day feels for you. Maybe she's putting like a deadline. Maybe she's saying, let me get through the holidays, but by February, we can like explore this further. I'm not quite sure what it is about February that I'm pulling for you right now. But yeah. So I think the main thing is that she does not take for granted your constant support, your constant awareness, noticing her. There's that quote, and it's like, to be seen is to be loved. And I feel like that's what she feels with you. And that's why she puts so much thought into her responses with you, because she wants you to know, like, this isn't just like a, oh, thanks, and then moving along and not caring. She's like, no, this is more important. This is more significant to me. The things that he says, and he needs to know like how this affects me and how it touches me, like it impacts my life. I need him to know that this isn't just like a in passing, thanks for your kind words and moving along with my day. I think she really genuinely wants you to know that as much thought that you're putting into the things that you're saying to her, she is receiving that and she is sending it back to you in a way that makes you feel like she took the time, that was important to her. Because really, all she can give you right now are words, is what she's saying. All I can give to you right now are words. I can't give you myself. I can't give you my body. I can't give you my time. But I can at least make sure that when we interact, you feel like I'm being intentional with what I'm saying. And I want you to know that. You know, I do have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse here. I feel like that's her saying, like, I don't want to keep doing things on my own anymore. I don't want to keep doing things alone. I want to be dependent on someone else, and not like financially, but just like I want to feel like when my energy is falling short, that there's someone else who will pick up the slack. So I feel like she's coming out of this, like, I want to be independent energy into I want to feel like I've got someone in my corner. Yeah, more intentional and more direct with her. And that's how she knows that. And that's why she's trying to respond so thoughtfully, because she doesn't want you to think, oh, this is just a thank you in passing. No, I need to sit down and I need to actually type something out and how this has made me feel and how much I appreciate it. Trust and believe that if someone's not interested in you, they're going to go, oh, thanks. And then they're going to move on. And you're going to keep putting your effort into someone who's just like, cool, oh, haha. Or they might react to something you said with like a heart or something, but they're not going to take the time to really sit there and respond to every single thing that you said and let you know like how much it moved them or how important it was to them. That just doesn't happen. Now, she very well could be just like a very special person and she makes everyone feel special, but I don't think that's what this is. I think really she's trying hard to make sure that you know that this mattered and that you matter. And she's like, if all I can give to him are words right now, then I'm going to make him count. And that's what I feel like is going on with her. All right, whatever comes up. Let's see. All right, so I have the Two of Wands that almost wanted to come out. It hasn't quite come through, but it does make me prompt the question, are you going through a period of time right now where you're deciding like to do something or not to do something, or deciding between two things? Have you been kind of getting like these feelings at all of like, okay, I need to go ahead and do this, or I need to take my shot, or I need to make that move, or I need to go in that direction, and then you keep talking yourself out of it, or like going, now's not the right time. I don't know. Okay, so what's going on with the Two of Pentacles? What can you tell me about the Two of Pentacles? We have the Three of Swords here. It's almost like it's almost like you're hesitant maybe because you're worried about like hurting your own feelings, or like it not being the right time to make these moves, or this move. Maybe you just don't want the result to be ending in disappointment, or feeling like this isn't going in the direction that you would have wanted. And maybe if you had just waited a little bit, then maybe you would have set yourself up better. Let's see. The Knight of Pentacles. It's like, okay, so the Knight of Pentacles talks about like getting ahead of yourself. It can talk about thinking just selfishly. We also have the Devil here. So thinking selfishly, like for your own motives rather than like the good of the whole, like of everybody involved. Not saying you're being selfish. I'm saying you could be having these thoughts that might make you wager because you're like, I don't want to come across like me. I want to come across as like making sure that everybody is on board. Oh, is it really? So like the Knight of Pentacles is like the mindset or the energy of someone who acts too hasty will then make a mistake. Someone who jumps in too quickly without thinking things through could make a mistake. And the Knight of Pentacles does not want to do that. The Knight of Pentacles is like, because for whatever reason, Knight of Pentacles feels they only have one chance. They only have one shot to make it work. They only have one opportunity, and they are like, I will be right and do this the right way at all costs because I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to lose like a chance because I'm jumping in too quickly or I'm not thinking this through properly. And I feel like that might be Spirit just like agreeing with you. Like I am almost getting from Spirit that your intuition is what's stopping you from making the wrong move because you are listening to it. And you know how that expression, you'll know when you know. Like there's no one that can come in and say this is the right move to make. You will know when it feels right, and no one else can tell you. And I feel like that's the situation here, is that if it doesn't feel right and you don't feel ready, or you're like second guessing yourself, it's just not the right time. Just don't do it. Just give yourself some more time before making a decision or making a move towards whatever this is. Because you want to set yourself up for the best success. And if you feel like you're diving into something because you just want to know, or you just want to be a part of it, or you just want to pursue it, or whatever, if you are doing it basically for selfish intentions, it may not work out for you. Now, everything that we do in life, everything that motivates us, we are selfishly doing because we want it to better ourselves in some way, or better our lives in some way. But if this is involving like another company or another person or something along those lines, you have to make sure that it's not just about you, that it's about this other entity, that it's going to be good for both parties whenever you take action. And if you still feel like a little bit of resistance, or you're like, I don't quite think it's a good time, I think you should just listen to that. And I think you should just continue to observe or continue to wait, because that's what Spirit is saying, is like, don't jump into anything too quickly, because what you want is, you want success at the end of it. But I feel almost like, IJ, you keep wagering. Like, I keep feeling you go, should I just do it? No, I'm not gonna do it. Should I just do it? No, I'm not gonna do it. Like, and I think that that's fine, but I do feel that energy from you. And I think until you feel like, I can't hold back anymore, I need to choose this, or I need to, go down this path, then I think you'll feel it. You'll feel it in your bones. So basically the main message here from Spirit is, continue to wait until you feel it in your bones to say something, until you feel that you've got the green light to do something, until you just feel it, then you can make that whatever choice that is. But just for now, just keep waiting, because you want to make sure that you feel right about it. And this is so vague, but I hope that I'm making sense. Let me know if you have any questions about this, like if you have a follow-up yes, no, or something like that. And you can keep it doesn't have to be super specific. Like if you need clarity on something that this, like if this prompted a question for you, just let me know. I can pull another card. Makes a lot of sense. Okay. Perfect. Oh, you're welcome, IJ. It's always good doing readings for you. Thank you for stopping by. All right, I have a mini reading for Kaeja Payne. Oh, and IJ, make sure you look up that song, okay? All right, Kaeja. Kaeja. I'll let go when I finally get to visit my husband. I'll let go when she finally gets to visit her husband. Oh my gosh. Well, we have the Devil in reverse. This is a tough one. I feel, Kaeja, I feel like you feel torn inside. I think there's a part of you that is like so excited. Like or maybe feel the need, like you need to see this person, like you need to see your husband, you need to kind of have that connection again. You need to see what it is for what it is. And I guess because there's been some time apart is what I feel like. Um, you're just like, I need to be in my husband's energy. I need to be with them physically. I need to see how it is, see how it feels for me. Um, because there is love here. But I think, Kaija, there's also like this part of you that feels a little bit conflicted at the same time. I think that seeing him will feel like a release. It will feel like, um, while you're there, while you're visiting, it will feel like a weight has been lifted, because it's like something that you feel like finally you can check that off your list, like something you feel like you've been wanting to do, you can go do. But I feel like on the outside, you just have this constant anvil on you, like this weight on you, this on your shoulders. It feels difficult. It feels like you constantly feel tethered to this person, and not in a typical marriage, not in a typical way. It feels heavy. It feels I want to say dark. I do feel like that's a little bit extreme, but I don't know what other word to say. It just doesn't feel light to me. And I feel like there's so much happiness in the moments. And then it's like the second you leave, the second you're going to walk out that door after seeing him, it's like that feeling's going to come back again. And it's like your happiness comes from the moments, but they're so fleeting and they don't last long. And I think that really makes you, that really hurts you. I feel like obligation. I feel like, and again, I'm clairsentient, so I'm going through the feelings that I have right now. But I feel obligated. I feel committed. I feel loyal. I feel like, and this is you, I think, just want like him just wanting to be free. Because it's very hard to have a partnership with someone like this. There's also something that I'm kind of getting where you don't allow yourself to have high expectations. You don't allow yourself to feel things at the highest highest emotion available to you. You feel like you're holding your breath a lot. You feel like when you're celebrating life, like maybe that's where that dark comes from, because it's like birthday parties or, like events that you're having, like it's like your person should be there with you, and it's like, so everyone else is like the height of the emotion, and you kind of feel like you can't feel that which everyone else is feeling. You said they have so many people around them that are negative. He brings their happiness, but everyone around them is depressing. It's like, I feel like you just want your person with you. Like your happiness comes from those moments with him. And you feel that relief. You feel like, oh my God, I can breathe. Like I'm seeing you, I'm talking to you, whatever. But it's like, I know the second you leave that visit, it's like all gonna come flooding back, because you should have your person. Like your person should be with you at the grocery store, making decisions about your life together, like cooking dinner together, being in your presence, just like the little mundane things your person should be there for. Also, you feel like you can't go enjoy things. Are you becoming a bit hermited too? It makes me wonder if like you just opt out of things a lot of the time because you like feel like you can't, like you shouldn't go, because all you'll be thinking about the whole time is that you want that person there with you. And also maybe some of those people that invite you places are those negative people. So it's like, this is really hard for you. And you feel, like I said, that obligation, that commitment, that loyalty, but you're just walking around with, like, you leave your heart at the door and you're just like walking around without that person. And your only happiness comes in these like short spurts, because everything is a reminder of the fact that he's not with you. And so that's hard. Your visit will go well, Kaija. I feel like you're going to feel relief. You're gonna feel like you can breathe for that time that you're with him. You're gonna feel, but you're not gonna want to leave though. Like, you're not gonna want to walk away. So there's definitely a sadness that comes with this visit. I think it hangs over you, because this is the thing, and this is where I'm going to end it unless you have any questions for me. But I feel like I feel like you're sacrificing a lot, and it's all for like that short amount of time that you're going to get with him, in the hope that you will be together again. But you have married this person, and you should be able to experience every single aspect of your life with them. They should be with you from morning until night. And it's like, you don't get to have that. And so no matter the reason, like no matter that why he's there or whatever, or what's going on, I feel like you wanted a marriage and you're not able to get that from him right now. And like, that's got to be extremely hard for you. But I think it does come with happiness. You know, we have the sun. The sun is a really good card. It is in reverse, but I think that he is going to bring you happiness. I don't know if these are the type of visits where you can have relations with each other. And I don't know if like fertility is on your mind. But I do see that theme here is, conjugal. Is that what it's called? I don't know if you can do that with him or not. And I don't know if fertility or having a kid or kids or more children is like a thought for you. But I am seeing that. That makes complete sense. There is, I feel a spirit baby around you guys. So just know that there's like a child around you. I don't know if this is a child that has already come in or if this is a child that's to be, but it feels like a spirit baby. Oh, she's crying. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Fertility's on her mind. They want a baby, but not while he's in there. She said she wants to know if he'll feel better after seeing her. Okay, let's pull a card and see how he'll be feeling. How will he be feeling, please? How will he be feeling after seeing her? He's the same as you. I feel like he loves you fiercely, honestly. I think you're honestly his reason. Like, you're his whole being. I have the Queen of Cups here. Does okay, this is so crazy, but I'm like, does he have like a tattoo of you or something? I feel like he wants to, or there's like something that symbolizes your love or something like that. And I don't know if he's a tattoo kind of guy. Maybe he's not, but like I don't know, there's some type of like symbolism with the tattoo that's coming in for me. Um he does want a tattoo of her. She has a son he claims is his own because they look so much alike, even though he's not biologically his, but they're twins. He said he wants kids with her. You've got a spirit baby out there, sweeter. Or not sweeter, I'm sorry, Kaija. You have a spirit baby out there. I think you guys will have a child. Oh, so you're the one with the tattoo. Because I was like, I feel like someone's got a tattoo. One of you guys have a tattoo of the other person. And I wanted to say a name, but that wasn't enough for me because I was definitely getting like a visual of like a face. I think he will do the same for you, Kaija. Yes, he's getting her face. I was gonna say, I think he wants to get your face as well. Um, but as far as how he's going to feel, we have the Queen of Cups, and I feel like he's saying that she's my dream woman. She's my dream. She's everything to me. She is my reason. She's everything. And so like him seeing you will uplift him. I think it will uplift him more. Believe it or not, I think it will uplift him more than it will you seeing him. And that's because this is the highlight of his day, week, month, whatever, seeing you. For you, it's like you have to go back to life without him. Whereas for him, this is the best part of his life. And for you, this is the hardest part of your life is leaving. So I think that I think he's gonna feel a lot more uplifted. Yeah. Oh, he's gonna get that tattoo. And I do think you guys are gonna have a kid together. You're 1,000% right. He tells her she's his soulmate. He said he's never felt this way about anyone before. He's obsessed with her. Like he's obsessed with her. He definitely views her as like, and you know, she has this like air about her that's very nurturing and very loving, and he sees that a lot through the care that she has of her son. I think that her love for him um makes him love her even more. Like seeing her be a mom is something that he loves a lot. She's a Cancer, he's a Gemini. Yeah, okay, so Cancer's like that maternal feeling because you were coming through as the Queen of Cups to him. So to him, he's like, she's the nurturer, she's the comfort. Um, I feel like he just really wants a hug from you. Like, I think everything else, okay, fine, but I think that he just like wants to hold you. So even better. So like he loves how you love his kids too. Oh, I'm so sorry. Sweeter, I do have to get moving on. It was only a mini reading, so I can't keep going. But tell her, or she can hear me. So, Kaija, I sending you a lot of love. I know this wasn't the reading of tea, but I do hope that it was a message that you needed to hear. I feel like it's going to be a little bit of time before you guys are going to be able to see each other. For whatever reason, it felt like a month. I don't know why a month is just sticking out in my mind, so just hold on to that. Oh, it is bringing her comfort. She's never had a reading like this. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, sweeter. Thank you, Kaija, for letting me read for you. It was an honor, letting me tap into your energy. I know that this is heavy. I know this is hard. I can't even imagine what you're going through. To be without my husband just sounds, I don't even want to think about it. So my heart goes out to you. Yeah. I hope we'll see you back. Hope you guys will come back. I know, sweeter, you'll be here. I know I'll see you again. All right. I don't think James is here, so I'm gonna answer Emily's question real quick. Emily, if you're here, if you want to check in with me, I'm about to do your reading. You're welcome, Kaija. Absolutely. It was a great read. Thank you. Honestly, we're on the phone with each other. I knew you could help, so it's appreciated. Oh, okay. Awesome. Thank you, sweeter. You're welcome, guys. Also, if you can let her know, I don't know if she's still on here, but if you are Kaija, I don't delete my live streams like ever unless there's like an issue, but I don't delete them. So you can always come back to this reading if you want and listen to it again at any time. All right, Emily, my ex-boyfriend and I were together for 2 years. Will we be back together? Will they get back together? Awesome. Have a good night, guys. All right, Emily, I am getting a yes for you. I was a little concerned because the first card I had was the Page of Pentacles in reverse, and it indicates bad news in earthly matters. But it indicates to me that was just the start of the reading, because then I had the Five of Wands in reverse, which talks about compromise, end of a conflict or struggle, reaching agreements. And then we also have the Six of Swords, calmer waters, healing progress, like moving towards easier times ahead. So I think that the Page of Pentacles was essentially just talking about the current energy and how things seem not great for you and your boyfriend. But I did just ask straight out yes, no. Will you guys get back together? And I am getting a yes with the Four of Cups, because I think that there's still unfinished business here. I think that there's still things to experience together. And I see here with the Four of Cups that maybe your boyfriend is worried about missing you, or like missing out, or being like on the outside of your life and like regretting this. I'm not sure whose decision it was for you guys to separate, or if this was amicable, or your decision, his decision. But I think that you guys will have to be open-minded to come back together and reach a compromise. However, I do think that there's still more life to be lived in this relationship. I do think that you guys are going to reconcile, and I do think that you guys are going to work it out. For however long it lasts after that, I'm not quite sure. I think it just depends on the decisions that you guys make and how long it will last, but I do see a reconnection. All right, next on the list, we have Deep. Deep, if you're here, if you want to check in with me, feel free. All right, this is for Deep. Hey there. All right, are there any messages regarding he is going? Okay, I have a lot of mother energy. Do you have issues with a mother energy? This is like a maternal figure. This could be your mom, your grandma, your aunt, the person that raised you. There's some type of like connection here to the maternal that's coming through. Oh, awesome. Thank you for sticking around, sweeter. Now, if you're like, no, my relationship with my mom is great, that's fine. The next thing that I would deduce from this is that you need to find ways to nurture yourself more. Like you need, like, number one, I think potentially a female therapist would be best for you. So I don't know if you have a female therapist. You need like that nurturing vibe. You need a nurture, and even if it's a masculine energy, even if it's a man, like someone who gives off the cradling, comforting, like verbal hug. Like I think you need someone who's not going to coddle you, because you definitely need to allow therapy to do its work, but I feel like you need someone who has a very welcoming energy, a very like, let me help guide you, like a mother would. Do you get what I mean? Offering really good advice, nuggets of wisdom. Okay, good. A female therapist. That's perfect. Because I think that you need to understand the tools in order to nurture yourself and mother yourself. There are problems with your mom and aunt both, for sure. Okay, because I'm definitely dig more into that. I feel like that's the direction that you need to go with your therapist, is more down the routes of the relationships that you have with the maternal figures in your life is going to be very important. There could be an unintentional issue with like a lack of self-esteem or confidence because of this connection that you have with your maternal figures. And I feel like that's something that needs to be uncovered. Hey, Cindy. Oh, you donated? Okay. I got it. Thanks, girl. Also, if James stops in at any time, please let me know. Okay, I'm trying to figure out where I left off. Working on things that build your confidence is going to be very important. And tapping more into your feminine energy is also going to be important. Doesn't really matter what your gender is. Right now, I'm getting the energy that you need to tap a little more into your feminine energy. So being more creative, allowing for artistic flow to come through, journaling, writing, drawing, building something with your hands, singing, like just something that has to do with art. I feel like just nurturing your more feminine energy, because you might feel like you needed to be more in like a masculine energy, if that makes sense. You might have felt like you needed to be more productive, more action oriented, more of the provider mindset of coming into your own and making your own decisions. Maybe you feel like there could potentially be like a lot of things that you feel you can't do for yourself because you have to basically get the blessing from other people. And you're kind of like torn. And right now I'm just getting that it's really important that you allow for yourself to dream, and you allow for yourself to get creative, and you allow for yourself to just basically visualize the life that you want for yourself. And it shouldn't be clouded by others' expectations of you. It should be, this is your life. How do you want to live it? Like, that's kind of the energy here. So digging more into the roles that the maternal figures play in your life, and maybe the authority that they have. Okay, now dad is coming in to play. You have both the Empress and the Emperor. The Empress is in reverse, which, wow, this is so crazy, guys. You have the Queen of Pentacles, the Empress, and the Emperor here. This is wild. This is like mother, aunt, father, or something. Mother, aunt, grandfather. I'm not quite sure. But it almost makes me feel like with the Empress in reverse that there might be harder issues with the maternal figures, but the Emperor is here showing up, indicating that whatever role like a father figure played in your life, it was constant, it was consistent. So what this means is that if your father isn't around, your father was never around. If your father is around, your father was the same character in your story through and through. There was no change. This person's personality was the same. This person's very maybe potentially stoic, very just, I'm just getting like rock, like steady, consistent, stoic. Like that's what I feel with this person. So it's very clear that there's like a lot of issues that you have to work out because of your family ties. It seems like a lot of the issues that you have stem specifically from your parental figures. And I think that that's a route that you need to go down further in order to make this work for you. And I think also in the meantime, you'll have a lot of epiphanies and a lot of revelations through doing activities that might feel a little bit more on the creative side, just to kind of give yourself a little bit of a break, because the last thing you want to do, you want to allow therapy to do its work, but you don't want to be in a place where you feel like that's all you're thinking about 24/7. You want to be able to leave therapy and go do something for yourself and not feel like you're just constantly stuck in this loop of I need to heal, I need to grow. Because our brain, just like when you're studying really hard for a test, you can't just be study. You have to allow yourself a little bit of a break, because otherwise you won't be able to retain the information. So that's kind of what I'm hearing from Spirit, is making sure that you're taking these tools that you're learning from therapy to navigate through your life, but give yourself a break. You know, you don't have to constantly be focusing on what can I do to grow? What can I do to change? That kind of thing. I think taking breaks is also going to be very important for you. If your therapist is the type of therapist that gives you homework as well, like if they say, I want you to do this exercise in your spare time, or I want you to do this thing, I feel like Spirit's saying take that seriously. So like if your therapist is the type of person that goes, okay, this week I'm going to send you home with this exercise and see if you can do it once a day or twice a day or once a week or whatever. Like take those exercises seriously, because I feel like Spirit is saying this is going to be a great way to start changing your brain chemistry, start realigning you to the best version of yourself. You're very welcome. Thank you so much for stopping in. All right, James, if you're here, please check in with me. Oh, Pisces, you can donate. You can still donate. You're welcome. All right, Cindy. All right, why is Christopher born August 21st, 2022 distant? All right, why is Christopher distant from Cindy? Why is Christopher distant from Cindy? All right, so it talks about feeling backed in a corner or feeling some kind of restriction when it comes to connecting with you or communicating with you. A lot of times this is a mental restriction. This doesn't mean like a literal like problem that's happening that's interfering with your connection. It just means that he might be getting in his head a little bit more. And he's maybe like, this is so interesting. It's like almost like he's feeling guilty or something. Like he's feeling like this is a way to punish himself, or I don't know. It's interesting. It's like there is some type of restriction here. I do have the Lovers in reverse, which talks about trust issues. It talks about conflict, disconnection, and disharmony. Yeah, let me see. I don't know if guilty was the right word, but it feels like he's just like, this is what I have to do. Like, is it guilt? Oh, it's fear. It's not guilt. It's fear. Okay, so the Hermit is in reverse, and it talks about how he's paralyzed by fear. That he's withdrawing because he has fear surrounding this. Now, it is bringing up trust issues, Cindy. So it doesn't mean that he doesn't trust you. It just might mean that he doesn't trust easily, or there could be a history of someone who broke his trust, which makes it hard for him to open up and be vulnerable with you. I do think that the separation from you is making him feel lonely. It's making him feel, I don't know, it's almost like he's antisocial right now or something. But again, with the Hermit in reverse comes that restriction. This is clearly whatever he's dealing with is like a wound for him. Is he happy with Cindy? Is he happy with Cindy? I am getting a yes, the Magician. What is this restriction that he's feeling? What is this restriction that he's feeling? I feel like he's happy with you. Maybe he does feel guilty. Cindy, I'm kind of getting the feeling that I feel like he's happy with you, but I feel like he's punishing himself. I really do. I feel like there's some type of trust issues that's going on in this connection, or he is creating trust issues that aren't there. And he is backing himself into a corner and feeling like this is the best way out. I don't know if he got overwhelmed, if he felt like this was too much too soon, or if things were moving too fast. I truth be told don't know. What I can tell you is the energies of this card is feeling restrictive, feeling antisocial, feeling in fear, feeling feeling like trust problems. And I don't know if he's worried that he's going to hurt you, or that he's worried that you're going to hurt him. But lies and trust issues are the two like big things that are coming through right now. I don't feel he has been 100% truthful with you, Cindy, in terms of like how he is feeling or what he is thinking. I think he's held back quite a bit. I think he's, truth be told, very worried or very scared about something in your connection. You know, I feel like your connection is, oh wow, we have heartbreak. 3 of Swords. I feel like you triggered something, is what I will say. I feel like you didn't do anything wrong at all. However, something in you and your connection triggered him, and it made him very scared to continue this. Like, almost like something you did triggered him of like a past relationship. And he kind of just like pulled back. He kind of bowed out. It's reminding me, Spirit's reminding me of a time where like this happened to me, and that's why I think that. So I'm going to just tell you the quick story rundown. There was a guy that I was seeing. And he and I were not official, but we were spending a lot of time together, and we were both caught feelings. And I didn't know where he was one night, like calling him, checking on him, whatever. Couldn't like figure out where he was. Figured he was like downtown, you know, with his friends or whatever. I'm like, well, he was supposed to come over, but I haven't heard from him. So like, I'm going to go to the store real quick. So I went to a very local Walmart, like just down the road from me. and went and got a couple of things, came home, and he had shown up at my house. And he's like, "Where were you?" And I was like, "At the store." And he was like, "No, you weren't. Tell me where you were." And he started getting like really defensive. And I was like, "Bro, I was at the store. Like, I literally have the items in hand." And he was like, "You were gone for a long time, da 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 da." And then he started freaking out. He started freaking the fuck out because he was thinking that I was like cheating on him or something. I was like, "First of all, we're not in a relationship, so I can't be cheating on you. But even if I was, like, I mean, I'm not, but I'm like, I just don't understand like where this is coming from because I've never done anything to him to make him not trust me." And that was basically the end of our connection. And I didn't do anything wrong, but it was something that I had did that I guess was triggering him into thinking that I was doing something that I wasn't because of his past relationships. And therefore he was just like, "I can't do this. I'm falling too hard for you. And this is freaking me out and I gotta go." So, and that was it. That was pretty much it. I mean, I heard from him a couple of times after that, but it was never at the rate or consistency that we had going before that. And that's what's reminding me of your connection, is that there must have been something that he thought or he felt or something that you did or said, or maybe the feelings that he was getting for you or something. And he was like, "I made myself vulnerable and I'm not going to do that again." And he started pulling back. Like, there's very clearly, and this is a him issue. It's a problem within himself. I do not think this has anything to do with what you did. I think this is really all in his own mind, all in his own psyche. And I think that he is retreating. And I'm sure it's very disappointing for you. I can relate. But I will say that he was the last person I dated before my husband. And now I'm married and happy. So I don't know if that helps you or not. But it was a difficult connection to let go of because, you know, you invest a lot of feelings in someone, and for it to not work out, it's kind of sucky. But that's what it feels like. I'm so sorry I can't give you like any more specifics. But I think that he's, as I said, paralyzed in fear, and he's not allowing for himself to move forward. I think it's about him. I think it's in his own mind. I don't think this is any external circumstances like his job or his other responsibilities that are getting in the way. I truly think this is him. This is just his own mind. It's his own decision. It feels very limited. It feels very restrictive. And I don't know how far you'd be able to get with him in this state of mind. You're very welcome, Cindy. I'm sorry. All right, Pisces, if you're here, please check in. And you can check in, Pisces, with your question. Pisces, I don't have your question. Do you want to post it for me? Okay, sounds good. Wondering Marco's feeling when he saw you the other day. What was Marco's feeling when he saw Pisces the other day? Wow, this is a weird prompt, and if I'm wrong, just let me know. But did you happen to see him? Like, was this like at work, or was this at school, or like a bank or something? Like, I have King of Pentacles energy, so it's like he was very focused on the task at hand. And so like this served as a distraction for him, and I'm like, what could he have been doing that was like he was very focused on like that thing that he was doing? And like the pentacles have to do with like responsibility, work, money. At work, out of school. Okay. Oh, that's why you were laughing, because I was like, at work, out of school. Okay, that makes sense. That's so funny. So yeah, I feel like he was very focused on like his task at hand, and like you served as a distraction for him. So it's like he kind of like, you just interrupted, like, I guess, his train of thought when he saw you, which is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It just indicates that like you kind of caught him off guard, or I don't know. I think it was more like he thought he might see you, but maybe wasn't fully expecting to see you. And then when he did, you kind of just like stopped him in his tracks, kind of thing. Let's see. Oh, so it seems like this was a wish for him. We have the Nine of Cups, so this tells me that he was hoping to see you, that he wanted to interact with you or see you, and his wish came true. That's what he wanted. Oh, so he came to see you. Were you busy? Did you have a task at hand that you were working on? Because there's something here about being like laser focused on the task, unless that means that he was just like laser focused on talking to you, which I guess is possible. Maybe he didn't want to interrupt you. Okay, you said you were reading with your students. Yeah. Okay, I was going to say, maybe he didn't want to interrupt you. There was something here that was like, I'm hearing distraction, I'm hearing laser focused, and I'm hearing like working hard, but like, yeah, okay, so that makes a lot more sense to me. He interrupted. Okay, that makes sense. I think he felt a little bad for that, but the King of Pentacles says that he was going to do whatever. He didn't care. Like, yes, he cared that he interrupted you, but he was going to do whatever it took to communicate with you. And so that's what he did. So he went out of his way to see you. Wow, that's huge. Like, I didn't even know that. Yeah, so the Nine of the Nine of Cups does talk about him feeling his wish was fulfilled. He felt satisfied when he saw you. He was happy. His cups were filled up, like overjoyed, wish coming true, that kind of vibe. But yeah, he was going to fight to see you is what it seems like then. That's so interesting. I never know how to read energies. I always know that they're there, but I never know how to read it for like you versus them sometimes, because it's like the details are here. I'm just not sure which side it leans. Like, for example, in a reading I did very recently, I was like, did he get a tattoo of you? Like, I felt like it was her face. And she was like, no, but I got a tattoo of him and his face. So it's like, that's what I mean. It's like the details are there. I just don't know like who it applies to, if that makes sense, because I'm reading like the general energy. But you did feel that. That's really sweet. Yeah. He was determined. He was on a path, and he was like, I'm going to do whatever it takes to see her, is basically what I was getting. All right, let's pull a couple more cards here. He has a lot of big feelings when it comes to you. We have the King of Cups. So I feel like he likes being a person that surprises you. He likes to be the type of person that like might surprise you with flowers or a note or something like that. I think he enjoys catching you off guard because he feels like that's romantic. He feels like that's a romantic thing to do. The King of Cups is like someone who, wears his heart on his sleeve, someone who understands how to read people. Um, he might be really good at reading people. And that might be why he wants face to face interactions with you because he likes reading your energy and how you respond to him. And he is in touch with his emotional side. He's a good friend, a confidant. You might confide in him about certain things, or if you're having a day, he likes being that person that you turn to. He's coming across as like a mature, emotionally stable person. Sweeter is still here. I was like, sometimes that happens, and I don't like know who to apply it to. But like, I'm like, it's here. The details are here. We just have to figure it out together. Let's see. Oh, Cindy, Luna, can I post a question for this feeling? Wait, what feeling? Am I missing something? Oh, Cindy, are you saying you have another question for me and you want to donate? Is that what you're saying? Pisces, I also think, Cindy, that's fine. Go for it. If you want to add on to your reading, that's fine. Thank you for asking. You used to give him little gifts for special holidays. He was your boss. Aw. I definitely feel like you make him like smile. Another message that I was getting is that I think that he knows that you guys might be the subject of gossip. And I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I think I'm reading it as let them talk. They can talk if they want to. I'm not that worried about it. But at the same time, I think he wishes that you guys wouldn't be talked about. I do think this potentially could be. Well, you said he was your boss, so he's not your boss anymore. So maybe that's why it's not so bad. Maybe for him, he's just like, it is what it is. Like, people are going to talk about us. I think that people notice things in your school, and I feel like that's on his mind right now, or in general. He switched locations. Oh, so that's why he doesn't care. Because he's like, let them talk. If they're going to talk, they're going to talk. I don't prefer it, but if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. So that could be why, because maybe he feels like it's above board now. Like it doesn't really matter because you guys aren't working under each other and near each other. So the Eight of Swords is here, and it talks about finding solutions and options. It makes me wonder if part of the reason he switched locations, not the sole reason, but like a small percentage, is that maybe it's not as frowned upon to have relations if he's not working at the same location as you, because it says finding solutions and options. It makes me wonder if he actually wants to date you, Pisces. It's almost like it's like a long game or something here. I get that he smiles a lot around you. Like I'm getting like this big grin, this big smile from him, like almost like a cheeky, like young boy grin, because he's just like so excited to be in your energy. Hey, Cindy, I'm not sure if you heard my response, but you're more than welcome to add on if you want to. You'll just have to do it ASAP because I'm about to sign off. Okay, perfect. I just got it. It just came through. Cindy, go ahead and drop your question Let me know specifically what you're wanting to know, and we'll be right with you, okay? Hey, Emily, I did your reading a little while back. I'm not sure the timestamp. You'll just have to scroll, but I did put your question on the screen, so it might be easy for you to see as you're like scrolling backwards. You're welcome, Pisces. You'll have to let me know. I don't know. I feel like he smiles a lot around you. So if you're not seeing that, he's walking away grinning from ear to ear. Like, I don't know what it is. It's just like you make him feel giddy. Like a little boy with a school crush. All right, Cindy. How does Christopher, born August 2192, feel about me? How does Christopher feel about Cindy? How does Christopher feel about Cindy? Have a good night, Pisces. I think, Cindy, I think that he feels that you're a soulmate of his. I think that he feels welcome around you and he feels like home with you. And I think that he feels like he can just be himself. And I think one of the things he really likes about you is that you make him feel accepted for who he is. He doesn't feel like he has to mask or like be any kind of way. He feels like he can just be himself, and he kind of relaxes because of you and your energy. I think there's like a big part of him that would like to take things to the next level with you. I do have the strength card here, though. It talks about how he has his own self-doubt and lack of confidence. He feels inadequate, and he does not have the courage to pursue that desire that he has on his heart. This is something he could potentially grow from, work through with other healing modalities such as therapy. But it does make me feel like he has some personal issues and that it's going to be a struggle for him to act on these impulses and these desires that he has with you. It also indicates that there's an overpowering presence in his life right now, which is another message, I guess, that kind of answers your question from before. But I feel like he feels an obligation or responsibility to someone else. So he might have an overbearing parent, a narcissistic parent, or, you know, another responsibility. And again, in the last reading, it didn't feel like he had any extenuating circumstances outside of his own mind that made him feel like he couldn't be with you. However, if there was another person, for example, in his life that made his life harder, they might not be directly affecting your relationship, but it's affecting his mentality. And his mentality is like, I'm on overload. I can't handle any more than this. There may be even a sense of needing to feel like they need to protect you from whatever complications are going on within himself or in his own life. But I feel like he looks at you as a soulmate. Pisces, yeah, go for it. That's fine. He looks at you as like a person that he feels very connected to on like a spiritual level even. How does he feel about her? He feels out of his depth. He feels out of control. He feels like if he doesn't pursue you, this will be a missed opportunity for him. He feels like you'll be the one that got away. and that's something he's going to have to deal with for the rest of his life. But he feels like he does not have the capability to pursue that with you for whatever his reasons are. But it does, I want to reiterate, it does feel like there's an overbearing presence in his life. It might be a family member that seems to be complicating things for him and making him feel like he's unable and inadequate to, or unable and inadequate to maintain a healthy relationship. He feels very torn right now between two things. You're one of them. What's he torn between? There's a lot of like messages here of him being torn or feeling like he needs to balance his life. So first we have the Two of Wands, which feels like a stalemate. It's like I'm divided here and I don't want to move because I don't know what to do. And then the Two of Wands is him saying, I'm divided and I know I need to figure this out. Which path do I take? And then there's Temperance, which is I'm divided, but I feel like I need to move cautiously and not do something too quickly. And I don't want to be tempted to do something that I'm not ready for. But a lot of imagery here of a divide for him. It seems like he viewed you as someone who would be in his life for a long time. I don't think he's wanting this connection to come to an end because the Ten of Pentacles is here. It is in reverse, but it talks about long-term commitment, long-term relationships, enduring and lasting connections. And the Ten of Pentacles in reverse indicates to me that he viewed you as that type of person. I don't think that he ever really had an end date in sight. Like there was never like a deadline of, okay, this is when we're going to go our separate ways. I think when he thinks of you, he views you as someone who's going to be in his life for a long time. Or at least that's what he wanted. The Ten of Pentacles in reverse does indicate to me, though, that even though that's how he felt, that he's not going to fight for that. Whatever his reasons are. So I think this is going to be very hard for you, Cindy, because it feels like a lot of contradicting messages where some are going to validate you and make you feel like, okay, it's not just in my head. I knew that there was something here. But at the same time, it's going to be like, I don't want this to be feel a reflection of you, like I'm not good enough, or like, why isn't he fighting for me, or whatever. Because this has to do with him. This has nothing to do with you. And I just want to be clear about that. All right, so Cindy, hopefully that answers your question. All right, Pisces. Pisces, did you say that you wanted to donate for another one? Yeah, Cindy. Okay, Cindy. Yes, translate it later for yourself. I know that there's probably only bits of information that you were able to process. But definitely let me know, like in the comments, when you translate it if you need anything or if you have any questions. I'm sorry that it's so complicated for you. All right, I got your donation. And let me know what I can answer for you this time around. Wondering Justin's thoughts of you. Met him last week at the school. Just wondering if he thinks you're too strict. All right, what are Justin's thoughts of Pisces? He's definitely in observation mode, Pisces. It doesn't seem like he's made any official decisions one way or the other. I think so far what he's seen, he's liked. But I definitely feel like he's kind of sitting here just watching and observing and not really trying to jump to any kind of assumptions or anything like that about you. I think he's saying there's still a lot to learn, but I'm interested in finding more out about this person. I don't know if this is like a acquaintance or like a coworker situation, or if this could potentially be like a romantic interest. But as far whatever category that this person falls in for you, this is like they're nice, you know, like I felt like the meeting was really nice. Like when we met, I feel like it was a nice interaction. It felt very comfortable. It felt very like maybe familiar. I feel like he feels like you guys would get on well. He's definitely saying it's too soon to really like have any opinions formed, but I've liked what I've seen so far and I'm interested in learning more. Did he feel Pisces is too strict? Did he feel Pisces is too strict? I'm getting a no. I have the devil. I feel like no. I feel like Justin feels you know what you're doing, that you have a good rhythm or a good technique or whatever the proper word would be here, and feels as though you are not acting too strict. You're doing just the right amount of strictness, if that makes sense. There's again another message here of him feeling like very familiar to you, like he feels very comfortable around your energy. So maybe the way in which you're instructing or what your techniques are or what you're referencing specifically in regards to being too strict feels familiar to him. So he feels like he's seen this before, like he's used to it. It feels comfortable to him. Does that make sense? If you want to elaborate further, I might be able to make this make a little more sense to you. But hopefully, if not, then I'm making sense right now. But he feels like a sense of community with you. He feels like the way in which you conduct yourself is just very comfortable to him. Like he's just used to it. Like that. I don't really know how else to explain it. Let's see. And he feels like what you've been doing so far and what he's seen is appropriate. Like he doesn't feel like you're too far on one end of the spectrum or the other. He feels like it's adequate what you're doing. I do have the Queen of Swords in reverse. It does make me wonder if maybe he's heard some things about you. Maybe he's trying to form his own opinion. He feels also there's aspects to you that are very progressive. So maybe there's certain things that you do that even though it feels natural to him or comfortable to him or what he's used to, there could be aspects to you that are like very progressive. So maybe you bring like you might challenge tradition sometimes. You might say, well, this hasn't always been proven to be to work well, so I'm going to do me. I'm going to do what I think is best. Like you don't conform, you're non-conformity. You do your own thing and you don't worry about anyone else is kind of the vibe. Is this making sense at all? I hope I'm making sense. Because I feel like I know what I'm saying, but as a reader without much information, I don't know how to apply it. So I'm like trying. I feel like he looks at you as someone who's very confident and you like know your stuff. He feels like you've done a lot of, this is interesting. And I could be tapping into some future energy a little bit too, by the way. So if this feels like too much too soon, it may just be the future energy I'm tapping into. But I feel like he feels like you're very well researched. You're very well learned. You're very intelligent. Like he feels like the things that you do are well thought out. Like he doesn't think that you're just like going, oh, well, let's try this, and then it's not working. He feels like there's a lot of research to back up your actions. Like the decisions that you make are very well thought out. And I feel like he feels that you want to do what's best. But this is what I'm gathering. And I just want to reiterate that he's still forming an opinion of you. Like this isn't fully set in stone. This is just the energy that I could pick up right now. Do you have any follow-up for me? You feel that? Okay, good. I just want to make sure this is resonating on some level for you. He's married and you feel that they think you're too strict. That might be a joint opinion, Pisces, but I would say it might be her that feels it and he's just going along with it. Like I think that he's just taking his like partner's side. You know what I mean? I think it's definitely more the partner that feels that way, if anything at all. I think that there is respect from what they've seen so far. I think that he might be the voice for his partner. Like like, let's just say he's married, right? I'm not sure, like, if he's married, if it's a wife or a husband, but let's just say his partner has like feelings about how you teach or whatever this is in regards to. It's definitely going to be a lot of private conversations. And then more so if he's being more vocal, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's his opinion. It just means that he's trying to speak on behalf of them both. But I feel like there's definite respect, and I feel like he actually admires the way that you teach. There might be some things that his partner are like nitpicky about, but I think that silently, as he's forming this opinion, he's saying, I still appreciate what she's doing, and I still appreciate how she's doing it. You know? And he feels that, like, it's backed by research, and it's backed by, like, you're definitely well-versed, you're well-learned, you're very intelligent. And so I feel like he's kind of thinking, what is my place to question this? This is her style, you know? But again, if he's like a parent to one of your students, like, they're gonna have an opinion. But I think it's more his partner than him, to be honest with you. All right, Pisces. Well, I hope you have a great night. Anybody else who's still hanging out, I hope you guys have a good evening. And I will see you guys over the next couple of days. I'll be back here again. Bye-bye.